Life is old there, older than the trees. Whew, man, how time flies. We just passed the 50th anniversary of Take Me Home, Country Roads.
Country roads, take me home.
The Big 5-0. Can you believe it? It's a song with so much power it's been recognized in varied forms of media all around the globe. From a feature in the 1995 anime film Whisper of the Heart, to the second Kingsman film, and most recently the sci-fi multiplayer game Fallout 76. But you can't honor that hit song without recognizing the legend behind it. I'm Nostalgic Nick for Do You Remember, and today we're discussing the legacy of John Denver, a folk rocker who made some amazing strides and released some of the greatest pop country hits of all time.
Rocky Mountain High, Rocky Mountain High.
But sadly flew a little too close to the sun. If you enjoy our video, don't leave on a jet plane. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more throwbacks and bios. Now let's rock onward. A young military mountain man. Henry John Dutchendorf Jr. was born on December 31st, 1943, in the military town of Roswell, New Mexico, only a couple years before the infamous UFO sighting in '47. His father, who John often clashed with, was a conservative U.S. Air Force test pilot and also a drinker with a bit of a temper. His father would regularly get posted in a variety of places, which brought the family to various southern and southwestern states, and even temporarily to Japan. But John attributes his happiest times to his grandmother's farm in Oklahoma, where he heard the classic country music of the era, and his other grandmother actually gifted him with an antique Gibson guitar. In 1957, the family settled in Fort Worth, Texas, and John would later attend Texas Tech University, pursuing a degree in architecture, and it was here that he began singing in a folk music group called the Alpine Trio. But his education wasn't made to last, as the folk rock fever began sweeping all over the American West. Denver dropped out of Texas Tech and moved to LA, where he coined that infamous moniker John Denver, an ode to those mountains he loved so dearly. In 1965, Denver scored a major breakthrough when he replaced the eponymous Chad Mitchell of the Chad Mitchell Trio as the lead vocalist and guitarist, besting some 250 other performers who auditioned for the job. After performing with the group at a college in Minnesota, Denver met sophomore Annie Martell, and the two were married the following year, and later adopted two children, Zachary John and Anna Kate. And in 1968, when the Mitchell Trio disbanded, Denver released a solo album. A song Denver wrote in a single evening after he supposedly locked himself in his room with a pound of salami and a six-pack of beer. You can't get more country roads than that. Take Me Home. Denver moved to Aspen, Colorado in 1970 and signed a record deal with RCA. And the following year in '71, John Denver would co-write and perform the song that would transform him from a local legend to an American folk rock sensation. Take Me Home, Country Roads. John Denver's ode to West Virginia.
West Virginia, Mountain Mama.
A song that hit #1 on the Record World Pop Singles chart and #2 on the US Billboard Hot 100, topped only by How Can You Mend a Broken Heart by the Bee Gees. But man, this song became such a hit, the West Virginia legislature approved a resolution to make it the state song. The song was co-written by Bill Danoff and Taffy Nivert of the Starland Vocal Band, with whom he later founded the Windstar label. John's ex-wife, Annie Denver, describes John as driven to write songs, saying that the music came out of a very deep place, and oftentimes out of that deepness, John felt very alone. If you listen to his songs, there's a lot of loneliness there. Some other John Denver hits include Thank God I'm a Country Boy, the beautiful Annie's song, which was dedicated to his wife and reportedly written in 10 minutes on a Colorado ski lift, and Rocky Mountain High, a very memorable ode to Colorado and those clear blue lakes. In a decision that came as no surprise to most, Colorado Governor John Vanderhoof named Denver the state's poet laureate in 1974, and John would gain equal popularity among both the pop and country audience in 1975, when he took home Country Music's Entertainer of the Year award. This decision infuriated country purists, including the show's host, Charlie Rich, who actually set fire to Denver's award envelope with a cigarette lighter. Now that's rich. It seems that many music critics didn't seem to embrace the shifting attitudes of the time, nor Denver's, quote, overly sentimental lyrics, including British writer Dave Lang, who described John's Sunshine on My Shoulders as egregious in Denver's obituary. That's a low blow there, Lang. But John did have his defenders. Country singer Kathy Mattea said in an interview with Entertainment Weekly that John, quote, articulated a kind of optimism, and he brought acoustic music to the forefront, bridging folk, pop, and country in a fresh way. People forget how huge he was worldwide. And John Denver's career was as big as those Rocky Mountains in the mid-70s, when Denver won 4 American Music Awards, honors that measured the sentiments of music buyers rather than industry figures. I mean, look at the numbers. 14 of his 24 albums were eventually certified gold for sales of 500,000 copies or more, and 8 of those reached the platinum or million seller mark, a huge accomplishment for a very short-lived career. A change of pace. Denver's fame went well beyond the music scene too. In 1977, he appeared alongside comedian George Burns in the film Oh God. He was also a host for a number of various TV specials, including 1975's Rocky Mountain Christmas, which he later received an Emmy for. And of course, John Denver and the Muppets, A Christmas Together in 1979, which has never been re-released commercially, so if you have a taped copy on VHS, treat it well. John was very big into giving back. He was appointed to the Commission on World and Domestic Hunger by President Jimmy Carter, where he supported anti-hunger initiatives, the United Nations Children's Fund, and nuclear disarmament organizations. In 1987, he received the Presidential World Without Hunger Award from President Ronald Reagan, followed by a Schweitzer Music Award for humanitarian activity, which made Denver the first musician from outside of classical composition to earn the award. But for all his success and new beginnings, John Denver was reaching the end of that shining country road. The end of the road. After admitting to cheating on his wife numerous times, John and Annie Denver filed for divorce in 1982. And in 1988, John would marry young Australian actress Cassandra Delaney. Together they had a daughter, Jessie Bell. But those two would divorce in 1993. Then John had trouble securing a major label recording contract, falling back on his Windstar label. He was also arrested twice for drunk driving in 1993 and 97. Denver became an experienced pilot after following in his father's footsteps. He flew his own planes in Colorado and around Monterey in California. And on October 12, 1997, after playing a round of golf with friends, Denver decided to take his plane out for a spin. Horribly, Denver's plane plummeted into the ocean, killing him instantly. The cause of the mechanical problem is assumed to be engine failure. Denver flew his plane illegally since his license was missing a medical endorsement due to his dual drunk driving arrests. Yet he was not intoxicated during the crash. The world was shocked by Denver's death. A career ending at 53 just seemed tragically short. 1,500 people attended his memorial service in Aspen, Colorado. His music even influenced a musical featuring his songs titled Almost Heaven. It debuted in 2005. And in 2011, John became the first inductee in the Colorado Music Hall of Fame. Truly a fascinating career. It's amazing how much John Denver accomplished in such a short lifetime, and how much his music has influenced American culture, even far after his death. So let's toast to John. What is your personal favorite John Denver tune? Any West Virginians out there? And if so, do you ever get tired of hearing country roads? 'Cause we never do. As always, please like and subscribe. And from all of us here at Do You Remember, thank you so much for watching, and we hope you're listening to some great tunes.